Hi everyone, and welcome back to Sonya's Prep. As you can probably tell by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about how I got my 5-year-old to stop biting his nails. Look what we have here. We finally have nails that we are going to cut. Michael,
What?
are you so excited?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get your nails? Yay! So I basically first noticed that my son was biting his nails about 3 years ago. I just kept cutting all of my kids' nails, and I noticed every time I would look at his, there would be nothing there, which was like a telltale sign for me. And I was asking him, I said, Michelle, where are your nails? And he's like, I don't know. So I just kept an eye on it, and every other week that I would continue to cut all my kids' nails, he would never have anything. I was like, that's so strange, because I actually never saw him bite his nails. He would never do it. What? Now, where was I? So I would never actually see him biting his nails in front of me. He would always, I guess, do it when he was in bed, sleeping. So there was a few factors, I think, that contributed to him starting to bite his nails. We moved to a new house. He started a new daycare. There was a new baby in the house. So I think that was just a lot of new changes for him, which is, I guess he had a little bit of anxiety because of it. And I tried so many different things, and I wanted to, I guess, go through all the things that I've tried, and hopefully this can help maybe some of you who are dealing this with your own kids, or maybe some of you who are still biting your nails in adulthood. So let's get into all the things that I tried, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you. So the first thing that I obviously started to say to him was, I think you're biting your nails. And I think, I tried to help him alleviate like stress. I tried to spend more time with him. I tried to also bribe him, of course. Like, if I cut your nails this week when I cut everyone else's, I'll give you a candy. Or I just was really, really desperate. And this was like 3 years ago. And it wouldn't really work. Like, he would say, oh mama, he would wake up, Mom, I didn't bite my nails. But every time that I would have to cut his nails at the end of the week, there was still nothing there. And then I went to my pediatrician. Obviously, this is, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a mommy, and I'm sharing my story. I went to my pediatrician, and I did tell him that my son was struggling with this, and I needed to know what I can possibly do. And he really just brushed it off, and he said, he'll stop, it's just a phase, don't worry about it. But I'm very nervous about kids in school, by putting their fingers in their mouth. So I did some more of my own research, and I found this nail polish cream. Not cream, this nail polish. And it's supposed to be a nail polish that you just place on the nails, and it has a really bitter, weird taste. So I first put it on my own nail, because I wouldn't give this to my kid unless I tried it myself. And it's basically a clear nail polish with a really gross taste, so that if they're absent-minded and they just put it in their mouth, it'll stop them, because it's a really, really gross taste. So it worked. It really did work. But the thing is, you have to catch it when it is no longer on their nails, so that you could reapply it so that they don't bite their nails again. So it was great in terms of the fact that during that week that it lasted, he didn't bite his nails. But if I missed that window to reapply it, he would bite his nails again. So this worked wonderful, as long as you're not absent-minded like I was, and I had a million things going on, so I would forget to reapply it. I do really, really recommend it. This is not sponsored. I just used it and I really liked it. This is the second bottle that I ordered, because 3 years we went through it. Another thing that I tried, besides going to the pediatrician, putting the nail polish, is actually offering him different incentives of different things that we can do together, or different activities, and it still didn't work. And then what ended up happening is that my oldest son's birthday was coming up, and we were flipping through Pinterest ideas of different birthday cakes, and my husband really fell in love with this ice cream cone upside down on a cake, and he was like, Mommy, can you make that for my birthday? And I was like, a light bulb as an incentive. I said to him, why don't I make that for you when you don't bite your nails anymore? And I'm gonna make it for you as a really big present, because I'm so proud of you. And he said, okay. And it happened to be that within the next 3 weeks, he got a really bad stomach virus where he would be, when he was throwing up and he was so miserable. And I used that as an opportunity and I told him, Michelle, do you know why you're throwing up? It's because you have these germs and these buggies in your nails and they went into your belly and they're making you throw up. And that's why you're feeling so sick. And I guess all of those little things combined with the nail polish, with a positive incentive, with the birthday cake, and him throwing up was like the perfect, I guess, a recipe for him to just stay away from it. He was, I guess, so traumatized by throwing up, by not feeling so good, that it just finally worked. And I was so happy with it. So I hope these little things hopefully will help you with yourself or your kids. And I also wanted to share the clip with you of how I made the cake. It was so cute. All the kids got involved. Everybody was so happy that he finally stopped biting his nails. So I'm just gonna place this clip right here.
I'm so proud of you.
Did you do all my nails?
All of them are all gone.
This is basically the cake that I ended up making for him, which he was totally in love with, that he saw in Pinterest. So this is how I basically recreated it. I have 4 egg whites here with 1 teaspoon of vinegar. I'm going to be mixing all of that in my Kenwood stand mixer, which is great. And you'll see all of the kids are going to slowly trickle in and watch this whole process and encouraging him and being so proud of him that he was able to accomplish this. And this provides such a sense of like they feel great about themselves, that this is happening just for them. Half a cup of sugar goes in next, slowly into the egg whites. This is his twin sister here on the left, Aviva. She's also very proud of him. And after everything is whipped and gorgeous like and fluffy as you see, we're going to be removing the mixer and adding in 4 egg yolks and slowly mixing it into the mixture. Now I'm going to be adding in 1 cup of flour and a half teaspoon of salt. I'm going to be using a sieve and slowly adding in the dry ingredients. A 1/4 of a cup of orange juice and 2 tablespoons of oil. Any oil to your liking will do. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract go in next into the mixture. I mix everything really well until the batter is nice and fluffy. I line and oil a cake pan and I separate the cake batter into 2 so I can make multiple layers with this cake. Right before I place them in the oven, I'm trying to show you the size of this cake pan, but it's not listed here. I think it's a 4 or a 6-inch pan. I'll have it linked in the description box of the video. I place it into a 300-degree preheated oven for 25 minutes. Once that time is up, I increase the temperature to 340 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 minutes.
Mama, looks so good.
To make the cream for the cake, I'm going to be using an 8-ounce container of Rich's whipped cream. I beat it until it's nice and firm and holds those peaks. I'll be removing everything from the mixer into a separate container so that I can finish up with the other part of the cream. Into the same mixer where I did my whipping cream. You don't even have to clean it. I'm going to be adding in 2 sticks of butter or margarine or any other butter replacement that you want. I'm going to beat that really well until they turn a pale color. Once that's done, I'm going to be adding in 1 cup of confectioner's sugar and mixing it really well. To that as well, I'll be adding 4 ounces of the whipped cream. So half of that container that we've made earlier, I'll be adding it into the buttercream. Now it's time to actually assemble this gorgeous cake. I actually pre-made these cakes and I froze them so that I wouldn't be overwhelmed with making everything all in one day. So I'm just defrosting it slightly so that they're still nice and hard, so that when I'm cutting through them, they won't break or lose their shape. So I'll be cutting each cake round into 2. This way I'll have 4 layers. I take the buttercream and place it onto the cake stand and line each cake pan with a little bit of whipped cream and buttercream around the edges so that the whipped cream doesn't fall out. I think one of the biggest takeaways that I have learned from this experience is to find out the root cause of why your child might be gravitating towards biting his or her nails. For my son, I think it was all of these different factors that I mentioned earlier in the video, and he just needed some more attention maybe and more time. And I think that the fact that he was also so young and couldn't really verbalize himself so well, I think those were all big contributors to why this was going on and why he gravitated towards that. And as he's older now, he's 5 years old, he's able to verbalize his wants and needs and desires so much more better and so much more efficiently. So I think it was just the perfect combination of so many different factors where he finally stopped biting his nails. Separately, I made some chocolate ganache. So it's basically some chocolate that I've melted with some dairy-free milk. You can totally use milk if you'd like, or cream. I just used something that's dairy-free, and I melted it really well and placed it all over the top of the cake and had it drizzled down. Into the ice cream cone, I'm going to be adding in some chocolate cake that I had left over in the freezer, and I'm going to be covering it with some chocolate icing.
Okay, walk.
Happy birthday
Walk,
to
walk, walk,
you. Happy birthday to
Hold on. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you really ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. What is that?
Ice cream.
Why did I make it for you?
Because it's still biting my nails.
Woo!
So I hope you guys enjoyed that part of the clip of how we made the birthday cake, which wasn't really a birthday, but it was like a congratulations on him accomplishing something really, really huge. Also, now that there are all these little viruses going around, it was even more so important for me to help him stop. Not that I was happy that he was throwing up or that he had to go through all of that, but I'm happy that he did stop biting his nails. It's been a few good months now. I would say about 4 months that he stopped biting his nails, and he hasn't returned to that, and I still keep monitoring his nails, and I'm cutting them finally for the first time in 3 years, which is great. So I hope this was helpful for you, and if it was, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, and I'll see you next time.